Okay, so this week we're going to be starting spelling. So these will be your spelling words for the week of Monday, April 20th. So what I'd like you to do is to go into your learning package, find your spelling booklet that I placed in there, and I want you to take a look at sort number 8, which is the very first page of your spelling booklet. Can you go get that now? Pause the video if you need to, and we'll get started. Okay, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about adding an ending, a plural ending to singular words. So sometimes when we add a plural ending to a singular word, the word changes. And so let's talk about what that looks like with a few spelling rules today. So first of all, we're going to take a look at FE, words that end in an F sound. Now when a word ends in a F or an F sound, either with an FE or just an F ending, when you make that word plural, which means make it more than one, the F or the FE, the F changes to a V and then you add ES, okay? So let's take a look at what that might look like in a word. So let's take a look at the word wife as an example, okay? You'll notice that the word wife ends in an FE. Now, who can find on this sheet the plural of wife? Meaning more than one wife. Did you find it? It's right beside it. So when you change wife to wives, you'll notice that the F turns to a V and you add ES. So that's one example of when you have a F or an F sound at the end of the word. When you make it plural, meaning more than one, the F turns to a V and you add ES. Now there's going to be some words that have a F or an F sound at the end of a word, but it doesn't end in FE. Can you find a base word or a root word on here that ends in a F sound and F is the last letter? Well, here's one. Loaf, as in a loaf of bread. I'm going to highlight that F. Now, do you notice that when F, what happens to the F when you write the word loaves, as in many loaves of bread? Can you find the word? There it is. So, do you notice this is the beginning of the word, L-O-A is the same. However, the F turned to a V and we add ES, okay? So you can find one more word on this sheet that has a F sound at the end with either an F or an F-E ending. Can you find a word? Oh, I found one. I'm going to point out leaf, as in one singular leaf. Now, if I wanted to say leaves, which means more than one leaf, what do I need to do to that F ending? I want you to think about that. Did you think that maybe the F has to turn into a V and then we add ES? If that's what you were thinking, you were correct. Can you find the word leaves on our page? And there it is. Did you find it? Did you notice that the F turned into a V and then we add ES? So the spelling rule we're focusing on is that sometimes when we make a singular word like wife, loaf, or leaf, and the word ends in an FE or an F ending, when we make it plural, meaning we have more than one of those items, we have to remember to turn the F to a V and add ES. So that's our first rule. Now, let's take a look at the second rule. Sometimes when we take a singular word and we make it plural, we see what's called a vowel change. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's take a look, for example, at the word foot. That's something that you're all familiar with. We all have one of those. Two, for example. So here's the word foot. I'm going to highlight the vowels in the word foot. Now when I want to make that word plural, meaning I don't have just one foot, I have 2 feet, What happens to the vowels? Can you find the word feet and tell me, or think about what happens to the vowels? Here it is, and you're right. The OO changed, so we have a vowel change to EE. And so sometimes when we have a singular word like foot and we want to make it plural, you'll notice that there is a vowel change. Let's take another word. Let's find the word woman. Can you find the word woman as in I saw a woman walk down the street? You're right, there it is. So I'm going to highlight that second vowel there. Now, if I wanted to say that there were many women walking down the street, what happens to that vowel that I highlighted? Can you find the word women? You're right, there it is. What happened to the A? There was a vowel change and it turned into an E. So it was woman, singular, and when we made it plural, there was a vowel change and it became women. Can you find one more? One more word where there was a vowel change. I'm going to look as well. Well, I found one. I don't know what you found, but I found mouse. I'm going to highlight the vowels. Do you remember what our vowels are? A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. I see the word mouse. Now I can say I saw one mouse running across my living room floor. Oh no. But what if I saw many running across my living room floor? Would I say I saw many mouses running across the living room floor? Or would I say I saw many mice running across the living room floor? You're right, I would say mice. I bet you found mice on the page already. I'm going to go ahead and point to it. Now, do you see we had an OU for vowels here? What do you notice in the word mice? That's right, there was a vowel change. So sometimes when we take the singular, meaning one mouse, and we want to make it plural, meaning more than one, the vowel changes entirely. So we went from mouse to mice, and you're going to find more words like that as you do your sort. Now I want to point one last thing out to you, because there's some words, they don't change at all from singular to plural. And so you are going to have a heading called no change, which means they don't change at all from singular to plural. I wonder if you can find one word on here. Oh, I should have made that blue. Can you find a word on here that doesn't have any change at all? That's going to look purple. Well, I see the word sheep. Let's take a look at that word sheep. I see a sheep in the field. I see many sheep in the field. Did you hear that the word did not change at all? So there's some words that when we go from singular to plural, the word stays the same. So this is one example, sheep. I see a sheep in the field, or I see many sheep in the field. There is actually one more word on here, and I'm going to see if you can find it through your sort. Okay, one word that is the same whether it's singular or plural. Okay, everybody, so your job is going to be to take these three headings, F or an FE ending turns to VES, or vowel change, or no change. Put those as your three headings, and I want you to sort all of these words into those headings. So the way you're going to do that is that each heading is going to have two categories or two columns. So for example, under the FE heading, so say I have FE turns into VES. If that's going to be my heading card, under that one, I'm going to have two words. For example, I would write wife, or have the card wife, and right beside it, I would write wives. Two cards go under that heading. Okay, we had another example, leaf to leaves. So I would put leaf, and then right beside it, I would put leaves. So I have 2 columns under each card. Then when it says vowel change, I would have 2 cards again. For example, I had the word foot. So I would write foot, and then right beside it, we see the vowel change where the OO turns to EE. Foot becomes feet. We had another example. Woman, meaning one woman, turned into women. You can see that there are 2 columns under this category, 2 columns under this category. Your final one, though, no change. Guess what? Only 1 column, please. Because, here's our example, sheep, it doesn't change. So we do not put a card beside it. All right, so that's your job. I want you to sort out these words. I want you to then cut out the words just like you did in school. We're doing some word work now, learning about the English language. You're going to have your 3 categories, and you're going to sort each word. You'll have 2 columns for F, E turns to VES, 2 columns for vowel change, and then of course only 1 column for no change. And you can pause this video to kind of get yourself organized as you're doing your sort. So what we're going to do this week is, because it's really hard for me to do a test, I can't do a test with you. So what I'm going to be doing is having you on Seesaw write 3 really good sentences with proper capitals and periods, and you're going to use 2 words from our spelling list in every single sentence. So 3 sentences with 2 spelling words in each sentence. That will be due by Friday. Please try to do that independently without parental help, so that it'll be my way to assess if you're spelling the words correctly and if you are putting proper capitalization and punctuation. Okay, so that's our first spelling lesson for the week of April 20th. Your sort is due by the end of Monday. Please take a picture of your sort and post it so I can check to make sure that you sorted the words correctly. And then by Friday, please hand in 3 sentences with 2 of the spelling words for each sentence, just like we did on our spelling test before. And if you'd like to get your parents to test you on these words, that would be fantastic. And then parents can let me know how you did if you memorized all the words. It's just right now, it's really hard for me to give you a test like we did in class. But parents, you can go right ahead and test the kids on these words on Friday, and then just let me know how they did. If you don't have time for that, just please make sure that the kids get their 3 sentences in with 2 spelling words per sentence. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks, and have a good week. Bye.